Hello, this is Crystar, and I wanted to say thank you for the last video comments of motivation and encouragement. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You all are awesome. I appreciate it. And now on to today's video. Today's video, I am going to, for some reason, I was half asleep in the morning, and I was thinking about one of my older songs that I have done that had a sample from Bram Stoker's Dracula of 1992, and the guy was saying nosferatu, and I thought, could I put it together with a beat? And so, and could it sound cool or something, or let me experiment with it. So, realistically, this is kind of what I got. Nosferatu, nosferatu. So I split it up. I heard 4 syllables, but realistically, out of the sound sample, I can only get like realistically 3. This one was kind of hard to get because basically the syllable was kind of hard with the sound sample to kind of grab it. It just sounded fur, and it sounded weird. So I just made it 3 and then duplicated it to the other again. Nosferatu. And add a little bit of bass, add a little bit of claps or something in there. It could sound pretty cool for a kind of like a dance banger or something, I don't know. But chopping this up and doing this is kind of gonna be, if I want to make a full-length track, it's gonna be annoying to copy and paste the timings on this, or at least mess around with the timings. Then I'd have to copy the 3 samples, and I'm like, well, how can I make this better? And how can I play it 1 or put 1 note and play the 3 in a timing that I choose? And so that if I mess with the timing here, of course, if I mess with the timing here, the DAW is gonna change. But if I change other types of stuff, and types of stuff, I kind of want it to go together. So how could I do that? First I was thinking of how I could split it up, and then how I'm gonna keep these samples together. Well, one of the things I could think about is sticking it in a multi-sample in Bitwig. So Bitwig has a multipass. No, there's a sampler in Bitwig, and you can drag it down here. And I think what happens is that you get a chance to go multi-samples or create new multi-samples or brown samples. So you can drag and drop your samples onto here and create either one sample or go with the multi-sample. And the multi-sample is really, really cool. Let's see if I go to the file browser over here. I go up to project. I should see my bounced samples. Current project, bounce. Nosferatu. So what I want to do is I kind of want to put it on my, is it C2? D2, E3. So let me kick on my keyboard here. Should have been a little bit more prepared. All right, we got our sampler going. Okay, so now we have a sampler. Now what we can do is we can go up to here. Now at the point is I can sit there and I can actually have a MIDI track here, and I can say, we go down to, I think we started on C2. So now I can mute it. Okay, that's because I'm putting it too low and At this point, much easier than dragging around the samples and playing around with them. Not only that, but I can have multiple samples going at the same time to whatever I want. So as the beat's going, I can play around, and I can just play around with any time that I want to based upon the keyboard. And I'll bring up my handy dandy keyboard so you can see that what sample.
Nosferatu. No.
This is the C2, the D2, the E2, okay? So, cool at this point. Well, can we make it cooler? Well, in the multi-sampler, there's ways of doing it with velocity. I can mess with it. I can mess with other stuff in there. But since these are tied to notes, I can use note grid to produce something without having to do that. And what I want to do is I want to press one note, not three. And so what we're going to try to do, and hopefully I can get this done with my experience with note grid here, is what I want to do is I want to go into note grid. And I say for every time I do a trigger in here, my trigger here, this is the gate, so that means a trigger or a keyboard has been struck. Every time that's been struck, what I want to do is apply a C2 and then a D2 and then an E2. So basically, let's get our pitches out. So we want C2, E2. Okay, so you can notice that negative 12 here, negative 10 here, and negative 8 here. So that means for every step, we can start off with 12 and reduce that number, or increase the number, sorry, increase the number. It's looking like it's reducing, but realistically it's a negative, so it's increasing. You can increase the number by 2 for every time you want to play that sample, and it will change. So I'm thinking that we could use we want a counter. We want for every 3, we want to reset. So every time we get a thing, we want to start counting this thing, and what we want to do is we want to say for every 4th, we want to go into here, and we want to, no, I think we go into this one here. Let's look at the help. No, that's the reset. So definitely not that one. So for every time that this counts, so basically 1, 2, 3, reset. 1, 2, 3, reset. And it's going to output. I'm trying to figure out what kind of thing. I want something divided because basically, used upon this logic, we only need 3 states, and we need it to go back to state 1, and then we need to increase by 2 others, and then go back to 1, and then 1, 2, 3. And we can use some math to figure out what pitch is going to go out, but I need to have something that produces a number at the end. So I want to see how this clock divide works. I think it just sends gates, though. So let's try it. We're going to go down to turn this off, which starts this. So now we're pulsing. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, this only does a gate. So basically, it does a gate, which is good. Because what we want to do is we want to send it there and have the gate out, and it's now saying, hey, gate.
Nos.
Not quite what we want. This works, but we have to do some math here. Because the phase is only between 0 and 1, so therefore it's always going to be between 0 and 1. So we need to do some sort of math to get the numbers to equal out the way we want it to, because basically we just need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we could do a... Oh, all right. The easy way of doing this is in my head is just equal out the numbers. So we look for 333, 6667, and we give the number what we want. So let's do it that way. So we do a constant. So we have 3 constants. We have the 0 constant, and we have 0.333, and then 0.6667. So now what we want to do is we want to sit there and do some sort of logic that says, hey, do you equal? Is this equal to this? Is this equal to this? This should glow every now and then. I'm not seeing glowing, so basically the constant is not what we call a result. It doesn't resolve enough, or it doesn't have resolution. It doesn't have the correct resolution. It doesn't do 3 decimals, so we can't use constants for what we want to do. We have to increase this number to the next whole. So we can use either the math to kind of multiply it, or we can use the levels to kind of attenuate or amplify. Oh, we can quantize it. So if I put in a constant... and then amplify that. There we go, we got it! Oh my god, we got it! So now we go 2. There we go. 3. Or no, wait. This needs to be 1, this needs to be 2. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So now we have something. So now we have something that basically will give us a division of 3. So now we have the beats that go there that get divided, and then not only that, but now we can round robin the pitches. So now we can start off with 12 going in on the pitch, and then use math to get there, because we have 0, 1, 2, 3. So now if we do -12 for the pitch that's going out, and then we say, hey, is this lit, yes or no, then we don't do anything, and then it goes out. So we want -12 here as the pitch. So if it goes out, and then we clock divide it. Of course, it's not working. Okay, so I think we could just do it much simpler by just allowing this, that if this lights up, so we do some logic and we say equals this, then allow it. I wonder if this will work. Kind of want to merge. All right, that worked. Okay, so if we do that, does this do? Yeah, it does. 3. So if we copy this logic,
Nos. 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 Nos.
ultimately cool, but not what we want. Let's do some math here, and let's just do kind of like adds. There should only be 1 signal going in at a time, so this should be fine.
Nosferatu. Nosferatu. Nosferatu.
Oh, we're getting there. Not quite.
Nosferatu. 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 nosferatu, nosferatu, nosferatu,
That's cool on itself, by the way. All right. I'm gonna do a kind of audible, and I kind of want to mess with that. So basically, if we do, it doesn't matter where this goes because it's basically trigger.
no, 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 no.
Let's see how wild this sounds. Crazy experiments. All right. That's a good glitch effect, by the way, or at least sounds really cool, glitchy. All right, let's instead of that one, let's just do 8s.
No, 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 nosferatu, 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 nosferatu.
That in itself is really cool. A nice, really found experiment of kind of like glitchy. You add some more effects in there, you can actually really get probably cool results. So maybe say a couple of delays, maybe, and you get one of my more popular, or my favorite avocado ducking glitch, which takes a little bit of granular concepts. It takes a little bit of glitch concepts. It takes a delay sometimes, and it sometimes reverses it out of the blue. And it creates a really wild effect, and it's always random. And it is mind-blowing how cool the effect is. But if we like throw a delay on the board, or on the thing here,
Nosferatu,
it is actually a really cool effect. I hope you liked it. If you got this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This was actually really cool. In there, the fact that we took the sample, we cut it up, we put it into multi-sample, we used the multi-sample, and then we took some time out and figure out how to program the note grade. Of course, this took longer than it probably should have, but I was trying to think it through on how to get it to basically play C2, D2, E2 without me doing anything. And while it didn't exactly work out where I could divide it and play it by itself, I think the result experiment was actually way cooler than originally what I intended. I intended to play it on the beat, and every time it did the beat, it would have did it, but I think the clock divide is off on here, and I know there's something about probably the quantization or something that's causing it a problem. At any rate, this quantize is actually really helpful because basically this counter puts out a phase, and the phase is 0 to 1, and it was kind of not giving us the outputs that we need to be able to correctly identify which one we want to go to. So what we needed to do was we quantized it amplified it to a point where we could put it into ones, and then all of a sudden we got the results that we want, and then now we can play the correct key according to what you want. And then it gets something real cool. So anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll catch you later.